Hey guys, what's going on? This is Quentin, aka Mr. CPMD, aka Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily. And I am back. Today is Tuesday, January the 13th. And I'm here to bring you another video about Wefi DeoBank, right? Wefi decentralized banking. And I've got some really exciting news and an exciting strategy to share with you that will increase your daily earnings, or show you how you can make passive daily earnings, I should say. So good information coming. So before I get into the video, guys, if you could take just a second, hit that subscribe button to subscribe to the Crypto Pays Me Daily YouTube community. And also, if you have a comment, drop a like as well, and turn those notifications on so that you do get alerted when I go live. All right. And if you're not a part of the private CPMD Facebook community, that link is going to be down at the bottom of the description. You make sure that you answer all 4 questions. There are 4 questions that you must answer to get into that community, and that's just so that we can keep all of the fake spammers and scammers out of that community. All right, so let's jump into it. 2026, we are here. Again, hopefully everyone has had a great start to 2026, but nevertheless, we still got to keep making some money. We still got to keep moving. We still got to, build our portfolios, all these different things, right? We can't stop just because it's a new year. And hopefully, many of you probably have set yourself new goals for this year. Me including myself, I have some goals, especially here with this particular project in Wefi. But yeah, just, a great time to be involved with this particular project. Some of you probably were on our Tuesday overview this morning. I know it could have been nighttime or more, or afternoon for some people because you're all over the world. But we had a great Zoom by Mr. Frankie, one of the top earners, one of the largest organizations inside of Wefi. Mr. Frankie's actually right now, I believe he's here in my city or right down the street. I know he was here yesterday in Houston and had to travel down to Galveston to meet with some fellas there. And then he's going to be traveling up this weekend to Dallas, where we will have a Dallas event. So I'll talk more about that Dallas event. The information will be in the description. So anyone who is in the area, or if you are able to make your way to Dallas this weekend, we will have a Wefi event there. I will be in attendance with a lot of the other top leaders and members. So if you can make it, you definitely want to be there. But we'll talk more about that as we go. But the interesting thing about this particular video is I'm going to talk about, I will, before I even say that, I've had a lot of people that have not had interest in this project because number one, I would say they don't want to, but most people are not good at building teams, or they don't want to go through the process of talking to people to build a network, which here, I will tell you, building a network here is pivotal. It's crucial to having some huge success in this project. And that's because when you build this network, you are basically building individual banking centers in a sense by building your network, because those individuals that are in your network that are going to use Wefi and all of its banking services, those people will create a residual income for you forever. Right. And then anyone that they bring, and so on and so on. All right. So building a network here is, it's a huge thing. It's what attracted me here, was because now I can build my network, which uses Wefi. And then, of course, we know Wefi shares 50% of their fees back with the community. And so you have the opportunity to build a residual income of people that are swiping their debit cards every day. They're sending bank wires. They're doing exchanges. They might be getting a loan against their crypto. Might be getting a loan for a home or a car. All these different things, all these banking activities, going to the ATMs, all those fees that are generated. If you have a network, you're going to be able to earn from that network from using those services, right? But I know there are a lot of people who say, look, I'm not good at talking to people. I'm scared to talk to people. I'm not good at talking to people. I don't want to build a network. But I do believe that Wefi is going to be very valuable, and they're going to be a very big, bank. But I want to just be an investor, right? Or I just want to, be a part of earning the token, right? And I've got this from a lot of people that, well, if I'm passive, how do I make money? Well, if you're passive, right, you can start mining the token. We already know that the token will mine all the way through 2032. So for the next 6 years, you can mine that token, right, and earn it every single day. And if you wanted to really maximize those earnings, you would have to stake your tokens, right, for at least most people at least 2 years, right? You could do 1 year, but 2 years is where most people were going because they wanted to be able to get those gift certificates or those shares of ownership in the bank, right? We know those shares can be massive, right? If this bank or whenever this bank becomes, a multi-billion-dollar bank, which I think that's just even a small figure, how much will those shares be worth? But you could only get those shares if you were staking for 2 years minimum. Most of my staking is at least 3 years or 5 years, right? But what if you're passive, not building a network to earn from, but you want to start earning something faster? Like, let's say maybe within your first week, first 2 weeks, or your first month, right? Well, that's what I'm going to show you today, right? I'm going to go in and I'm going to buy some ITO today, and I'm going to show you. Now, I don't know exactly what the numbers are going to play out, but I'm going to show you what it looks like for a person that just says, look, I just want to earn some tokens, and I want to have the ability to sell those tokens if need be, right? I don't think it's a great time to sell the token unless you got the token at 10 cents, or 50 cent maybe. But even still, you're selling yourself way short because we've seen what the token has done. And this thing is just starting, right? Where we are right now is not even close to where we're going to be with this project. And the great thing I love about it, since July, since I've been a part of Wefi, there has not been any issue with people getting paid. There's not any issues with the websites, going down or changing the names of the websites or any of this crazy stuff. And we've seen platform after platform steadily go down. Not going to mention any names because you already know them. And there's a lot of people that are just running to these other deals, and they're going to do the same thing over and over. I'm challenging you. If you believe in Wefi, especially if you are someone who has even a few people in your network and you've shared this with some people, put your head down for the next 12 months and run with Wefi and build it and watch where you are this time next year in 2027. Just watch. We saw the growth that it's had so far. It's crazy. And we'll talk about that as well. But you can put yourself a strategy together where maybe you have some staking that's 2 and 3 and 5 years. And then also you mix some in that portfolio where you have the ability to get those tokens now, and you don't have to wait 1, 2, 3 years, right? Now, if you believe in what's happening here, this might not even be an option for you. You might say, look, I'm not selling my tokens tomorrow for $2.70. I know I'm not. Even if I had a bunch of them right now, I wouldn't sell them because I believe in what's happening here. And I know based on what we've seen so far that this thing is barely getting started, right? So let's look at what it would take to buy some ITO, not stake it for any years, and let's just kind of see what that looks like. And we'll come back and I'll update this maybe, let's say, like 2 weeks or maybe after the first month. But I think me and one of the other leaders kind of talked about this, and you might be able to get somewhere around about an estimate. I'm estimating right now 10% a month, right, worth of tokens. So let's just look at it. Even if it were 5%, but you could get those tokens and have access to them now. That's huge, right? Even at 5% a month, where can you go and get 60% a year, right? And that's not including the increase in the price of tokens. So let's look at this. Let's jump into it. Let me get another screen pulled up so we can see what's going on. So let me share screen. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I want to share. There we go. See if it's going to come up. All right, we're sharing screen. There we go. So first off, let's just look at the token price right now. And I want to point out a few things here that are important for what I'm going to talk about, because I think it's very important, right? If I am getting tokens, well, what can I do with those tokens, right? Well, see if I can get a refresh. There we go. So currently, as of today, the Wefi token is at $2.65. All right. We can see here it was upwards of about 280 within the last 24 hours. No, I'm sorry, that is not the last 24 hours. This is a 24-hour chart. So it looks like it's come up a little bit, came down to about 250. Now it's at 265, which we've kind of been around this same little area here for a little bit. We can see that some of the trading volume is a little bit down 33% from the previous day. And we already know how this goes, right? You know, there's going to be some peaks and some, you know, some dips and things of that nature. But one of the things that I think is important to show you here is down here below, you can see where there are exchanges. Now, this is key, right? Because you can see the two major exchanges, being X and Bitmart, are going to be where you can sell that token, right? You can see that's where the most trading volume is happening, right? That's where the most liquidity is for the token. So those are going to be the main places that you're going to sell. But you can also see in here that there is some liquidity, not a lot, but there's about 130,000 in liquidity on PancakeSwap, which is a DeFi exchange, right? So for some of the people that may not be able to access BingX or Bitmart, depending on where you're living in the world, PancakeSwap might be an option. Now, I don't expect that there's going to be anyone that's going to come out and buy $100,000 worth of ITO, and then they're just selling their tokens every single day. Probably not. A person that has that kind of income, you know, or that kind of money to go into this project probably sees the bigger picture. But just what if there was a time where you said, hey, look, I got an emergency. I need to sell some of these tokens because it's, you know, I'm just in need right now. These are some options where you can actually go and sell that token. Now, be careful, because all of these, as you can see, don't have a lot of liquidity, right? Some of like open ocean, like some of this stuff, you don't want to use these platforms to sell your token. If it weren't coming from one of these first three, then I probably wouldn't do it. And primarily the first two, you know, is where you would want to go. All right. That's important, right? Because you got to know, where can I sell the token? For those that have access to the debit card, you can also move that token to your card as well and use it that way as well. Spend it, right, on your debit card. So that's number one. Just wanted to show you where we are on that token price. Now, let's jump over here and let's go to app.wefi and let's look at buying some ITO. And I'm just gonna move $100 into the internal wallet so that I have it there to be able to purchase, and then we'll go and we'll buy some ITO with it, because I don't think I have anything in here right now. So, and actually, Actually, I don't want to do this. So 1 second. I just thought about something. I don't want to use this account. I can't remember the other account that I used, but let's just try and see. So yeah, let me see if I can remember. I always have trouble remembering the passcodes. All right, so many different ones. But I want to use my other account. So let me go in and get that account. Yeah, and I actually have two accounts. It was because I thought there was a better, better strategy. But technically, guys, don't get two accounts because you don't need it. You really don't. Okay. So I actually did have it right. I just spelled stuff wrong. So let me go to my wallet. I'm gonna go to MetaMask. We're gonna send some money in. That's fine. Let's see. So yeah, here's another account that I have some ITO in that I bought a long time ago. And let's go to the account. So there's 20 cents in the USDT wallet. So we're gonna make a deposit here. And again, I'm just gonna do $100. Receive. Send. Put a little bit extra in because I know I'm gonna need a little extra. Copy the address. Paste the address. Double check, make sure I got the right address. All right, look good. Confirm. And then this usually takes a couple minutes to come through the system. But yeah, here's an account. Let's just take a look at what's going on while we do that. So right here, I have 4,605 ITO. And overall earnings has been 1,745. So 88.63% so far. And it's 658 tokens. So that was about a little over $2,000, little under 2,100 bucks there. And I think I staked this for let's see. Wait, where are my pools? There it is. Oh, so I did a few different ones, 2 years, 3 years, and 2 years on these. So yeah. Now if I go back here, you can see that I have 0.23 Wefi that's ready to vest. It's only 61 cents. So I can vest that. Now, this ready to claim is where we're going to start to see those tokens appear that we don't have stake, locked in the staking, right? So we got the money there. So let's go in. Let's buy some ITO, buy ITO units. We're going to use USDT. And this is my first time doing this, so I'm hoping I'm doing this correct. I haven't tried to do it before this, so all right. So let's continue, and we'll just do the max amount here, 104.14. So we're going to continue. And now when we come to this point right here, it's going to ask us how many years do we want to stake. And right here it's set for 5 years, but you can actually come all the way down and you can say 0 years, meaning I don't have to wait to receive tokens. Now, I'll show you something else here in just a second. So I'm going to choose 0 years. Let's continue. So it says activate booster to receive additional ITO units. You are missing out on 52 units. I don't want to do this. All right. Because if I activate the boosting, I believe what that does is that's gonna lock it in for the years, right? So I'm gonna skip this portion right here because I don't want to get more ITO units. Yes, you would get them more if you stake, but we don't want to do that. So 174 ITO units is what I would get here. All right. No locking period. And those units have been purchased. So we can go back and view the balance. Now, here's the kicker. Notice there's no ownership shares that are going to pop up here, because to get these ownership shares, you must stake at least 2 years. I would have to at least choose 2 or higher. I didn't do it on this, so I don't get any, right? I have some in here, but these aren't from what I just did. So just so you know. Now, let's click here and let's look at all right. So now you see that number down in pools went from 4 to 5 because I just bought those ITO. And then now you can see it here, 174 ITO units, right? And remember before, right, we were also getting energy, right? No energy here. But now, and look, if you want to boost it, you can boost it, but they're going to lock you in because the only way to boost those units is to set it for a certain number of years. So we don't want to do that. But now when those tokens, every day I'm going to earn. Now, how quickly is this going to earn? That's the next question, right? I mean, at $100, it's not going to be a lot. But let's say a person had 5,000 or 10,000, right? It's going to be considerably a lot more, right? So if we go back to, I want to go back to this screen. Now we're going to start to see these tokens show in ready to claim, right? Now, read this here. Unlocked Wefi tokens amount that is available for claiming today. So it's going to show you the amount that you can claim today. One claim can happen every 24 hours, and you must have a minimum of 10 tokens to claim. So you might not you're not going to probably get 10 a day unless you put a whole lot, unless you buy a lot of ITO. But maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, you can claim those because you have earned enough, right? And 10 tokens right now would be worth about $28 because, or $27 for the price that it is currently. Now, this is just an option. If you want something passive, you don't want to talk to anybody, you don't want to build a team, you don't care about any of that, you just want some passive rewards. Well, now you have an option to earn every single day, right? Tokens. And when you get to that minimum of 10, you can withdraw them out. You can send them to your card, withdraw them out to your wallet, go into the exchange. And I'll do that once I have enough here to do that. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. But at $100, I mean, even if I did 10% a month on that $100, that's only $10, right? So that would take me about almost 3 months to have enough tokens down there to claim them and then withdraw them out. But I did this more for, demonstration, for a demonstration than I did for, really just because I wanted to do it. I want to stake my tokens. I don't want to sell any tokens at $2.60. I don't want to sell any at 5 or 10. I want to sell when this thing hits 50 bucks, 100 bucks, right? Maybe I'll take some profits at that time. But for now, I just want to accumulate as many as I can. So that's really what I wanted to show in this video, was just how you can go in there. You don't have to stake them for years, right? You don't. But of course, the longer you stake, the more you will produce, because you'll have more ITO units, right? And it'll keep you from selling them. You don't have to worry about getting, you know, excited one day and just, hey, let me sell them. And then you end up selling them too early. But just wanted to show that, just so you can see that it's an option, right? Now, I want to jump over just real quickly and talk about what's going to be happening this weekend. All right, so we do have Mr. Frankie. He has been traveling all over the place. He's kind of doing a whole tour right now. I mean, literally, he's been everywhere. He's up in Canada. Of course, he was in Germany last month, and he went all over, I think, some spots in Asia that he touched down in. But he's on a mission right now. And he is in Houston now, in the Houston area, but he will be up in Dallas. And so I wanted to come into the community here and just kind of show you what this looks like. So this Saturday, 2 p.m. Central to 4 p.m. Central, there will be a Super Saturday business opportunity meeting for Wefi. It'll be held at the famous Rudy's Barbecue. So if you know anything about Rudy's Barbecue, yeah, that's a good spot up in the Dallas area. This will be up in Frisco, so just north of Dallas. Really beautiful area there. I love it up there. As you know, they're building a whole bunch of stuff up there. I mean, they're really building that up, with the Universal Studios, all that stuff is coming. But there'll be an opportunity meeting here. If you have any folks that are in the area, maybe you can't make it, but you have folks that are there that you want them to get their eyes on this, send them. The information for this is posted in the description. So you can see right here the time, the address. There's a phone number if you need any help. And it says here, a rare opportunity to connect directly with one of the top DeoBank earners in the world. You'll be able to meet the top leader, Frankie Lawler, who is earning over $10,000 per day. That's maybe real safe. I'm not going to make an income claim, so I'm not going to say that. Let me X that out, refrain from that, right? He's making a lot of money per day in this opportunity, and you get a chance to hear directly from one of DeoBank's most successful leaders, ask questions, and get positioned for what's coming next. We'll have authentic Texas style setting that balances comfort with a purpose-driven business discussion set up for a powerful business meeting. All right. So yeah. Anyway, that's going to happen this Saturday. I will be in attendance. I know there's some other leaders that are going to be flying in just for this. This was not something that we had a huge heads up on time-wise. But hey, we always say winners find a way, right? They make a way, they make it happen, and they get themselves to those events. So never miss an event that you qualify to go to. So if you are able, get up, make your way there. I know right now Southwest has flights. If I'm not even mistaken, you can probably get some as low. I saw a thing today, $59 one ways, right? I mean, for me, I can drive up there because it's not that far, but make your way there if you are serious about this deal, or invite your folks if you are serious about it. Don't forget, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do have our morning Zoom overviews, usually with either Frankie, usually it's Alex, me, Frankie, and Dr. John that are kind of orchestrating those. We do have some other leaders that are doing calls throughout the week as well. I know Blockchain Kojo does some. I know Anne Marie is doing some. And I know there's some happening in other languages as well. So the link for the WhatsApp community is in the description as well. So you want to get here because there's just a lot of stuff that gets posted here. The replays, There was a replay. This call right here was posted for today as well. So yeah, just a lot of good stuff that happens in this community, and a lot of good information that is shared. So yeah. Now let's jump back over. I want to see if we got any questions from anyone. So let me stop sharing just real quickly, and let's see if there's anyone who has any questions. If you do, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'll get them answered for you real quickly. I don't think I see anyone here. And I know depending on where you're watching this, you may or may not be able to comment. If you're, on Facebook maybe, or Instagram, or you may not be able to comment, but drop them in the YouTube, and then I can make sure I'll see them and get answers for you. So start buying the Wefi token passively for daily token rewards for the next 7, and it actually is 6 because we've already gone through, well, actually it's like 6.5, I believe. And then you can go to wefibank.co if you need to enroll for your account, or get back to the person that shared the video with you, right? That person is already active. They will have a link as well that they can share with you, and use that link to go ahead and get yourself started. All right. Let's see here. So we have Wise Choice Money does have a question. He says, how long do we have before the ITO deal is gone? I think you're just meaning as far as ITO, just purchasing ITO in general. I thought personally that ITO sales would end at a certain point, but it doesn't look like that's how that works, right? The more ITO that's purchased, the more tokens that are getting shared amongst all of the people who are mining. So that does not stop. What will stop is after we get through block 38, right? And I think right now I don't even know what block we're in. Let me see. Right now we are in block. Hold on one second. Let me tell you. I just saw it. Where did it go? So we are in block 21 right now. So we're a little bit halfway past block 21. Once we go through block 38, what I do know will stop is the ownership shares. There will be no more gift certificates or ownership shares given out at that point. And I believe they're on pace to hit that around August or September of this year. It's kind of the predicted time where they believe they'll go through block 38. Now the ITO sales don't stop. It just you get less and less as we go through the blocks, right? So as the blocks go higher, your crypto is buying you less ITO units. All right. So that's why it's important to get the ITO now, because you're getting more value. You're getting more units for your crypto right now. The longer you wait, the harder or the less you'll earn with that ITO. Now, another thing I get a lot of people asking about, well, hey, when I go through the sign up process, it says that, if we're in the US, we can't participate. If you are in the US market, because regulation is very strict in the US market, it is Wefi is not available to offer any banking services in the US as of right now. We do believe that will happen hopefully sometime this year, mid this year, summertime. But just to be compliant, they cannot offer banking services. So no cards or no banking services at this moment if you're in the US. That does not mean you cannot participate in the mining or the purchase of ITO. That is completely a decentralized part of Wefi. You don't need anything but an email address to be able to do that mining, and you can go through, purchase your ITO and mine the token, right? You just cannot participate in any of the banking services as of yet. So for if you are in an area, right, where you can get your card and all those other things, you're open to be able to do a lot more, right? There's some other features and functions that you'll have the ability to do. And we do plan that there's going to be a major market opening in this first quarter. And with that happening, I think we're going to start to see other major markets to follow, right? It'll kind of be the gateway into other markets. So first quarter is going to be a big, this is going to be a very important time for Wefi. And if things, play out as they should, I think this thing starts to pick up steam really, really fast. Wise Choice Money says, for full unlock of the plan. Oh, does the $1,000 minimum still stand? Oh, wait. I'm sorry, I skipped the question. Does the $1,000 minimum still stand for builders, or has that changed? That ended a long time ago, as far as I know. So to be able to unlock the 3 levels where you can earn tokens from your first 3 levels that you of your network, those first 3 levels of your network, it was 3, 5, and 8%. Whatever tokens they earn, you get 3 in the level 1, 5 in level 2, 8 in level 3. As far as I know, that is no longer available. All right. And remember, Wefi only set aside a certain number of tokens for the referral side of the business. So they don't have just extra tokens, or they can't just keep giving tokens out. There's a set number in the tokenomics and white paper that they put to the side, and so that's why that has to stop. So yeah, they won't do that. Now, if you put $1,000 in there and all 3 of your levels light up, you could be good. But as far as I know, that ended at the beginning of the year. He said, "Man, I just missed it. Was stuck in the hospital. Man, I hate that. Yep, that is, yeah, truly not. That truly sucks. So yeah, I hate that for you, brother. Thanks for the info. Always golden. No problem. No problem. I don't see any other questions. Looks like we've been on for about 40 minutes. So pretty good little session here. Again, guys, I mean, these are my thoughts. You're going to see a lot of Wefi. Again, people are bringing me a lot of different things. My head is just kind of focused here for this 2026 year. It seems like you always get distracted with other things that take away from the things that are the most legitimate, right? And I feel super confident what they're doing right now. It could take a little bit longer for it to happen, but I feel good about being able to wake up and knowing that, hey, everything is still here, everything is still working. We still have big names tied to this project that are have backed this thing, have put their name on it, that have their hands in on what is happening here. And so I think it's a great place to be long term, right? This is not the get rich tomorrow and take a risk so we can try to get 2-3% a day kind of thing. It's not that thing. This is a bank, and it's the world's first decentralized on-chain bank. And I always say, look at Binance. Really the first big name exchange that was really recognized around the world, and look where they are today. They're not the only exchange. There's tons of them out now, but it's a household name when you say Binance, and they are making a ton of money. And I believe Wefi can do the exact same thing for crypto banking. They'll be the household name, and I'm sure there'll be many to come. There's already some out there that are, trying to do it. I know I hear about one all the time, and people talk about it, and there's some things about it that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but people are attracted to the shiny things. And so for me, I want to have this community in a position where they are in the best places possible, right? In the place where I believe we can be here long term, and we can earn from this long term, right? And not only that, if you're in crypto now, I would hope that your goal over the next 3 to 5 years is to be able to make a lot of crypto, to earn a lot of crypto. And if that is the case, Wefi will give you that ability to sell that crypto, to take loans against that crypto, to leverage the crypto, right? That is what we will all need at some point if we anticipate earning a lot in this space. So Wefi to the top. So wefibank.co. You can go there and get your free account started there. And if you got this video from someone else, reach back to that person. Make sure you get their link. Make sure you get yourself started. And we'll see you on Thursday. So we'll have a Thursday call, 10 a.m. Central, just like we do every Tuesday and Thursday. And then I'll also see you guys Saturday in Dallas, well, Frisco to be exact, just North Dallas. I'll see you there for the Wefi Super Saturday event. All right. That being said, Mr. CPMD, I'm out. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.